Diddy was caught drinking alcohol behind bars. It is a prison no-no. And there were apparently steps taken initially to move him.
People are starting to question if Diddy's prison sentence is really justice at its highest level, or just a luxury getaway with bars on the windows. Reports popping up in tabloids are painting a wild picture, claiming he's been living way too comfortably ever since he got locked up. We're talking personalized meals, access to private areas, cleaning services, and even time for recreation. Basically everything you wouldn't expect from prison life. And now, things are getting even crazier. Word on the street coming from an alleged guard at Fort Dix is that the so-called freak-offs didn't even stop. Sources close to the situation are saying Diddy has been throwing money around, paying security to keep his commissary access wide open, and even slipping cash to other inmates to keep things running behind the scenes. You already know what that hints at. On top of that, inmates are allegedly handling his chores too, cleaning his cell, doing his laundry, even making his bed. If these claims are true, this isn't just special treatment. This is a whole different level of privilege behind bars. A couple months back, TMZ dropped a report saying he got caught getting drunk off toilet wine. Yeah, you heard that right. But despite the name, it's not always made in an actual toilet like people think. Still, this stuff hits way harder than regular wine, and that's what makes the story even more shocking. This homemade mix is usually thrown together with fruit, sugar, and water, then left to sit and ferment for a long time, and the longer it sits, the stronger it gets. Now think about this for a second. This is someone who once had ties to a high-end alcohol brand like Ciroc, and now he's allegedly drinking prison brew. That's a serious drop in status. But here's where it really gets wild. Being able to get drunk in prison isn't normal at all, because alcohol is strictly banned and considered contraband. Yet sources are claiming he's been doing this repeatedly and not facing any real consequences. No punishment, no pressure, nothing. And from what's being whispered, this isn't even the only rule he's allegedly bending without any pushback. Sources are now claiming those so-called freak-offs never really stopped. They just got smaller and moved to different spots, and people still remember that audio clip that was supposedly Diddy and Meek Mill in a wild situation that had everyone talking. It allegedly went down right after that birthday party Diddy threw for Meek Mill. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Dill, he claimed he overheard something intense happening after the party wrapped up, so he hit record. Then the next morning, when hotel staff came in to clean, reports say the room was left in complete chaos. Rubber bands everywhere, baby oil spread across furniture, and even blood found on the sheets. Now here's the twist that's raising eyebrows. Despite all these polished images floating around, Diddy smiling, chilling with inmates, doing gardening, and taking part in social programs, sources are alleging a completely different story behind the scenes. Claims are saying his troubling behavior didn't just disappear once he got locked up. Nothing here has been officially confirmed, but the word going around is loud. People are saying time in confinement doesn't automatically mean someone changes, and these rumors are keeping that conversation alive. From what's been circulating in the media about Diddy possibly living on the DL, behavior experts have weighed in, saying it wasn't just about personal preferences, it was also tied to power and ego. According to these breakdowns, the focus wasn't only on relationships, but on control and influence over others. Reports have claimed that Diddy was drawn to what they describe as psychological domination, where influence and pressure played a big role in how he dealt with people around him. Names like Risha Gray, YK Osiris, Usher, and others have been mentioned in conversations, with allegations suggesting they were pulled into situations where power dynamics were heavily unbalanced. That's also why some stories stand out even more, like when it said he wanted to take 50 Cent shopping, or when Terrence Howard was allegedly invited over under the idea of working as an acting coach, only for things to reportedly take a different turn later through messages sent by an assistant. None of these claims have been officially confirmed, but the pattern being discussed is raising serious questions about intent and control. All of this is being pointed to as signs of predatory behavior, and according to sources, putting someone in a confined space like a jail cell doesn't always calm things down. Sometimes it makes everything escalate even more. So at this point, the toilet wine situation might actually be the smallest issue in the bigger picture. Word going around is that Diddy is still holding influence inside Fort Dix, allegedly using money, status, and connections to sway people and keep control behind the scenes. Now here's where things take a darker turn. Sources have been connecting dots and questioning if that same influence could be tied to reports about his life being in danger recently. There was a claim circulating a while back that he woke up to a weapon held against his throat, and things could have gone very differently if a correctional officer hadn't stepped in at just the right second. None of these claims have been officially confirmed, but the rumors alone are enough to keep people watching closely.
They say they found loads of razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used, and it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that 25.
And that situation is one of the reasons people say he ended up getting moved to another facility. But not everyone is buying the official version of events. People close to the situation are telling a completely different story. What's being said on the streets is that Diddy allegedly tried to keep those same puffy-style parties going at MDC, where he was first being held. But according to rumors, other inmates weren't feeling it at all, and tensions started building fast, leading to a situation that forced action. At the same time, some former supporters who've been tracking everything closely are pushing another angle. They're claiming that the reported threat on his life might have been used as a setup to justify moving him to a lower security facility instead. Whether any of that is true or not is still up in the air. But one thing people keep pointing out is this: whatever strategy his team has been running seems to be working. Tabloid talk is now suggesting he could be out sooner than expected, with speculation about charges being dropped and everything getting cleared. Now here's the part that's really got people talking. Insiders are starting to question whether all of this is just chaos or a carefully played game happening behind the scenes. Some reports are hinting that legal teams connected to Diddy have been moving very strategically, keeping things quiet while slowly shaping how the situation plays out in public. The idea being pushed is that while headlines focus on wild rumors and prison drama, bigger moves could be happening where nobody is really looking. There's also talk that certain witnesses and stories have either gone quiet or changed direction over time, which is only adding more mystery to everything. People are watching closely and asking why key details keep shifting and whether that's coincidence or something more controlled. At the same time, others are pushing back hard, saying rumors don't equal facts and none of these claims have been proven in court. But one thing is clear: the mix of silence, speculation, and sudden twists has turned this entire situation into something way bigger than just another headline. And now the spotlight is getting even brighter because public opinion is starting to split right down the middle. On one side, you've got people who believe every new rumor adds up to a bigger pattern, pointing at privilege, influence, and things happening behind closed doors. But on the other side, there are voices getting louder saying none of this has been proven, and that headlines, leaks, and sources can easily twist a story into something it's not. They're calling out how fast narratives can grow without solid evidence, especially when a high-profile name is involved. Still, the conversation isn't slowing down at all. Every new detail, real or rumored, keeps fueling debates online, with people breaking down every move, every report, and every image that surfaces. At the end of the day, this situation has turned into more than just one person's case. It's become a full-on discussion about power, accountability, and how much influence really matters when everything is on the line. Now everything is building toward one big question people can't stop asking: what actually happens next? With all the rumors, reports, and shifting stories, the future of this situation is looking more unpredictable than ever. Some insiders are hinting that upcoming court decisions and legal moves could change everything in a flash, either shutting down the speculation or taking things to a whole new level. Others believe there could be more information coming out soon that might finally clear things up, or make it even messier. Meanwhile, the public is locked in, watching every update like it's a live series playing out in real time. Social media is full of theories, breakdowns, and debates, with everyone trying to connect the dots and figure out what's real and what's just noise. One thing is certain, until something official drops, the questions aren't going anywhere, and the attention around this situation is only getting louder by the day. And just when it seems like things couldn't get any more intense, people are already bracing for what could be the final twist in this whole situation. The big question now isn't just what's true, it's what can actually be proven when everything is put under real legal pressure. There's growing talk that if solid evidence comes forward, it could either confirm some of these wild claims or completely shut them down in one move. That's why so many eyes are locked on what happens next, because speculation can only go so far before facts step in and take over. At the same time, others are pointing out that high-profile cases like this don't just fade away quietly, they tend to explode at the last moment with new details, unexpected testimonies, or decisions nobody saw coming. Right now, everything is sitting in that tense space between rumor and reality, and the next move could flip the entire story overnight. And even with all this noise surrounding Diddy, there's another layer people are starting to pay attention to: the silence from certain key players. It's not just about what's being said anymore, it's about who isn't speaking up at all, and that's raising just as many eyebrows. Some figures who were once closely linked to Diddy have noticeably stayed quiet, avoiding interviews, dodging questions, and keeping their distance from the spotlight. That kind of silence has people wondering if there's more going on behind the scenes that hasn't surfaced yet. At the same time, a few voices have stepped forward carefully, choosing their words but still hinting that the full story hasn't been told. Those small statements are enough to keep speculation alive, especially when they don't fully confirm or deny anything. Now, the conversation is shifting again, with people asking whether this silence is strategic, legal, or something else entirely. Because when a situation gets this big, what's not being said can be just as loud as everything that is. And now the focus is shifting yet again, this time toward what could be happening behind the courtroom doors. People are starting to wonder if quiet negotiations, legal pressure, or behind-the-scenes deals are shaping how this whole situation unfolds for Diddy. There's talk that when a case gets this high profile, not everything plays out in public. Some believe key discussions could be happening out of sight, with legal teams working to control damage, manage narratives, and avoid bigger fallout. At the same time, others are pushing back, saying speculation about secret deals can get out of hand fast without real proof. Still, that hasn't stopped the rumors from spreading, especially with how unpredictable everything has been so far. What's making this even more intense is the timing. Every delay, every quiet moment, every sudden update has people reading between the lines and trying to figure out what it all means. Right now, it feels like something major could shift at any moment. And when it does, it might finally bring some clarity, or throw everything into even more confusion. And now the pressure is hitting a whole new level because people are starting to look beyond just Diddy and ask who else could be connected to all of this. The conversation is expanding, and suddenly it's not just one name in the spotlight anymore. There's growing speculation that if any verified evidence comes out, it could pull more figures into the discussion, especially those who were part of the same circles, events, or business moves.
There is a good chance that Diddy could be eating dinner at his home tonight, a free man. And that's because an appeals court is now hearing the review of the trial in which Diddy was convicted of violating the Mann Act.
That possibility alone has people watching closely, waiting to see if the situation widens. At the same time, others are warning not to jump to conclusions or drag names into rumors without proof, because that can spiral fast and cause real damage. Still, that hasn't slowed the chatter, and the theories keep stacking up online. Right now, everything feels like it's on the edge, with tension building as people wait to see whether this stays contained or turns into something much bigger than anyone expected. And now everything is reaching a boiling point because the spotlight on Diddy isn't fading. It's getting stronger by the day. Every new rumor, every small update, every resurfaced clip is keeping his name locked in the headlines. What's really making this intense is how fast things can flip. One verified detail could either back up months of speculation or shut the whole narrative down in an instant. That kind of pressure has people watching closely, waiting for something solid to finally land. At the same time, there's a bigger conversation growing around all of this. People aren't just focused on Diddy anymore. They're talking about how power, fame, and influence can shape situations like this, and whether the system treats everyone the same. Still, nothing official has tied all these claims together, and that's the part that keeps everything hanging in the air. Until real facts come forward, this situation stays stuck between rumor and reality. And that tension is exactly what's keeping everyone locked in. And now the energy around this situation is shifting again because people aren't just watching for updates. They're waiting for a final outcome that could change everything for Diddy. The stakes feel higher than ever, and every move from here could carry serious weight. Some are saying the truth, whatever it is, won't stay hidden forever. If real evidence steps into the light, it could either confirm parts of these rumors or completely clear the air in one sweep. That's why the tension keeps building, because nobody knows which way it's going to go. At the same time, others are pointing out how quickly narratives can spin out of control when there's no official closure. Without clear answers, speculation fills the gaps, and that's exactly what's been happening here. Right now, everything feels like it's balancing on a thin line. One side is rumor, the other is reality, and the next big development could tip the scale instantly. Until then, all eyes stay locked on Diddy as this story keeps unfolding. And now it feels like everything is circling back to one final point: accountability. People are no longer just focused on rumors or headlines about Diddy, they're asking what actually happens when all the noise clears and real decisions have to be made. There's a growing push for facts to take over the conversation because speculation can only go so far before it starts losing meaning. If anything concrete comes out, it could finally bring direction to a story that's been all over the place. At the same time, others are watching how the system handles a case this high profile. Questions about fairness, influence, and whether fame changes outcomes are getting louder, and people are paying close attention to every move. Right now, the story feels like it's at a turning point, where talk is slowly giving way to anticipation for real answers. Whatever happens next could define how this entire situation is remembered, and that's why the spotlight on Diddy isn't dimming anytime soon. And now everything is locking into what feels like the final stretch, where all the talk, rumors, and speculation around Diddy are about to face a reality check. People are watching closely because this is the stage where stories either hold up or completely fall apart. There's a sense that whatever comes next won't just be another update. It could be the moment that defines everything. Whether it's official statements, legal outcomes, or new verified details, the next move could flip the narrative in a major way. At the same time, the conversation has grown way bigger than one person. It's turned into a debate about power, influence, and how far reach can really go when pressure starts closing in. Still, until something solid is confirmed, the tension isn't going anywhere. The rumors are loud, the attention is intense, and all eyes are still fixed on Diddy, waiting to see how this story finally lands. And now it all feels like it's heading toward a breaking point, where everything surrounding Diddy could finally come to light in a serious way. The buildup has been intense, and people are expecting something big to drop sooner rather than later. There's a growing feeling that the next confirmed update won't just be small news. It could reshape the entire narrative. Whether that means clearing up rumors or confirming certain claims, it's clear the stakes couldn't be higher right now. At the same time, the noise around this situation hasn't slowed down at all. Social media, blogs, and headlines keep pushing new angles, and every single detail is being picked apart and analyzed from every side. But here's the reality.
We don't know if the plan was to move him just to another part of Fort Dix, or maybe move him out of Fort Dix entirely. We don't know. But he was caught drinking, and we know this because we have some sources inside the prison as well as outside.
Until verified facts come forward, everything stays in that gray area between speculation and truth. And that's exactly what's keeping people hooked. Because the moment real answers hit, this entire story could shift overnight. And now the tension is at its peak because it feels like the story around Diddy is right on the edge of a major reveal. For all the rumors, whispers, and back and forth claims, People are expecting something that finally brings real clarity. There's a strong sense that whatever comes next won't be minor. It could either confirm key parts of what's been circulating or completely shut it all down in one move. That kind of uncertainty is exactly what's keeping everyone locked in and watching every update closely. At the same time, the spotlight hasn't let up for a second. Every detail, every statement, every rumored leak is being dissected, with people trying to separate what's real from what's just talk. But until something official drops, the situation stays unpredictable. That mix of unanswered questions and constant speculation is what's driving the conversation forward. And it's why this story still feels like it could flip in a big way at any moment. And now it feels like everything is about to hit its final moment, where the story around Diddy either comes together or completely breaks apart. After all the rumors, claims, and nonstop chatter, people are waiting for something official to finally settle the noise. There's a growing belief that the next confirmed move, whether it's from the courts, legal teams, or verified reports, could be the learning factor that decides how this whole situation is remembered. One solid update could either back up months of speculation or shut it all down instantly. At the same time, the attention hasn't faded at all. If anything, it's stronger than ever, with people still analyzing every detail and questioning every angle that's been put out there. Right now, everything is sitting right on that edge between truth and rumor, and the next step could shift everything overnight. Until then, all eyes stay on Diddy, because whatever happens next could close this chapter or open a whole new one. The public hasn't reacted kindly to these latest developments at all, and the backlash is getting louder by the day. For someone like Diddy, a man known for deep connections and influence, some are even trying to link his reach to powerful circles, though none of that has been confirmed and more details are still coming in. But instead of just rumors, let's look at what people are actually saying. One person kept it short and blunt, writing, "Diddy will Diddy everywhere Diddy goes," basically saying none of this surprises them at all. Another comment came in way more heated, with someone saying, "Diddy is making a mockery of the correctional system. He should be in isolation all by himself," showing just how frustrated some people are getting with these claims. Then someone else brought up his past influence, saying, "He threatens powerful celebrities. You don't think he'll have people at inmates' family houses," raising questions about how far that power could really go. And on a more sarcastic note, one commenter joked, "The commissary store sales on baby oil went up 1,000%, showing how even humor is being used to react to this situation. Now it's your turn. What do you really think about everything going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, make your voice heard, and don't stay quiet on this one. If you found this breakdown interesting, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who needs to see it, because stories like this don't stay quiet for long.